Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. This is the Saturday Human Colony Hucolo webinar. It's Saturday, the 13th of August, 2022. I was almost going to say 2020. Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is Karen Newman. Yeah, we have our very special channeler, Jim, is here. Is Jim still in the room or did he drop out?
Well, he dropped. He actually, when he hit the wrong button. He'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, we were just debating if we were going to wait a few more minutes or start, but we started and then we lost our channel. So he'll be back in just a moment. Yeah. So in the room today, almost, we have Angie, Barbara, Benny, Bridget, Christine, Joan, Michelle, Will, Ryan, Safira, the Maveth, and soon to be probably Jim and myself, Karen. So wishing you a very happy August 13th. Here we go, he's back. So we'll start with some announcements. Angie, do you have any announcements for us?
Yes, thank you very much. Just a reminder to everyone that we have a book from the Galaxy with Love, a Lightworker's Guide that is available on Amazon. And I want to thank everybody for all their requests for our upcoming class. Jim and I have not yet scheduled it and set. So if you're interested in any class, go ahead and send me an email, classes@hucolo.org, and then Jim and I will get together. And the greatest class that is requested is the next class that we will do. Most likely channeling. That one looks like it's got the most so far. And then the next one is the a matrix class. So.
Okay, perfect. Welcome back, Jim.
Welcome.
Yeah. I used to say we started, then like you were gone. I was like, oh, okay. We will start with some blessings and then we'll go to requests, if that's okay. Will, you want to give a blessing? Will on the road, maybe?
Yes.
I don't see him responding.
Well,
okay.
All right. Go back to
you. Want to give a blessing? You just have to unmute. I'll see you unmute. Wendy will give a blessing. Angie will give a blessing. Barbara give a blessing. Michelle will give a blessing. All right. He's kind of freezing in and out. So why don't we start with, who did I say to start with? We'll start with Angie. We'll go Angie, Wendy, Barbara, Michelle, and then we'll come to Will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
From where we are, we can see that you need to open your eyes to the world and to all things around you. There is many things that are happening that you are unaware of, but it is not to be focused on the darkness, but to know that it is there so that you know how to respond, and that your light is bright, and that you will be able to handle all things that come to you with great advantage.
Thank you. Wendy.
Hiro tu ian ya ka harhawa niro tu ian juara ni o poira ni tu furia ni o to nara kya kura ni araba iana wa ki ora ni tu nya kara chiora
Love is the greatest power that there is, and you must establish it with all that you know and all that you can help. If you are not loving toward your neighbor or to those that are around you, they will know and they will act accordingly. You must act in your way to pronounce the truth and to announce what is stable and basic within all truths. Love each as their own and do not try to make allowances for your own difficult dealings with them. You are of the light, and does light not shine everywhere evenly?
Thank you. Okay. Barbara.
Shashachaneata hoataka yata. Kinihiata ho shayata. Kibiata hoana hiata kurata. Kibia hashiniata kurati. Kibia hana hiata kurati yata. Kiniata kushurota karananiata. Kibia hana hiata kuroto keni. Kiria pata kuroto kurota retiata kurota. Kinishikiata karata kabarata. Namaste.
Even the plants, the animals, the trees, and the mountains are aware of changes here on this world. If they can be aware of them, you can also. But many of those that are in the world are not aware of them quite yet. So the sensitivity of the world is at a greater advantage at this point. And so you must catch up by helping them to catch up.
Thank you. Thank you. Michelle.
Okay. It's a blessing from Takur. Tuakia toronyaha, ia gorodonya, ia garodoro gohonya, ia goronya, ia gori gianya hahaya gorotoro godonya, ia gorodonya, ia karata. Namaste.
I wrap my arms around you because I love you all. You are there for me and I am there for you. We work together in all the things that we do, and this will be a success because we will be enlightened by God and by all the things that are sent to us from the spiritual realm. Help us to understand each other even in greater ways so that we may not be flippant or misunderstood. I love you dearly and I will continue to watch over you always.
Thank you. And Will, did we lose Will? There he is. Okay, Will.
Arhutur uskana hayata aikoa. Atika aha sa irana atakadira. Futuro urhuska ayata atieti. Aritu kuskana uyata arikarbaya. Ayakatiti ka arahatakuara hatiki. Yori horakutukuskana ti arahatikiara. Iskaya hatara artikena. Futuro urhuskanayata. Iskoto urhukusha ayahika. Naihikia tawara tatira to. Konoro urhukusia icha ahana ia katiti arihat konohota.
The light codes are intensifying. They're making themselves known in a greater way. They're also trying to brighten, which they are doing with the sun's help. At this time, they are bringing messages of great news, of honorable news, of familiar news, but it must be received in the proper way. Feel the sun, know the sun, and also understand what the messages are from the universe. The universe is speaking, the solar system is speaking, and all things in the realm of the universe will tell you of the changes that are here and that are coming. The light codes speak, and they are becoming brighter and more intense.
Thank you so much. You went a little British there. Who was that talking just now?
I don't know.
If it came on, I was like, I went like this. I was like, oh, there's a
Someone
Brit-
else was talking that through.
Yeah, that was someone else. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Someone quite, you know who it reminded me of?
Who?
A little bit of Rob Gothier's being.
Oh,
I know he's gone. He's gone.
Treb? Are you talking
Of
about
course.
Treb?
Treb. It reminded me of Treb. Just a
Treb.
little bit, just in the very beginning. I went, who is that? Was it had a Trebish quality? Do you know if it was because Treb is a reptilian?
Yes, I don't know if who it was. I really
Interesting.
don't.
Hmm,
They
maybe-
didn't identify themselves.
Maybe they'll come through. Let's see. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to request this Trebish build being.
Okay.
Only voice only. I don't have any feeling for who they were. We have some requests here. So we have Elijah, and then the four guys of the of the
Archangels.
Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, and then I put Michael or Michael there. Lord Vishnu, Gaia, the Dragon High Council leader Azrod, the Golden Dragon. That's from Ryan. I'm requesting this Trebish being that may or may not be a benevolent reptilian. Let me see. An Arcturian female called Telia.
Telia?
Yes. And let me just check YouTube. They were over there.
Mm.
Let me see if they have anybody for us. So sorry, you guys. One moment. When I want to go to your channel, because I had typed something, I had to go back. Let me see.
Telia?
Telia, yes. And let me just check YouTube. See, that's how far behind it is. Let's see. Oh, no, I do not see any requests.
All right.
Oh, Sasquatch. Sorry.
Oh, Sasquatch. Okay. Actually, I felt Sasquatch a couple times in the last couple meetings.
This request is from Geese Fola. Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay, and then also Ashtar Command and the Oneness Group.
The Oneness Group. Okay.
Mhm. Yes.
Very well. Let's see who comes through.
Okay, great.
Have
All
a
right.
great session, everyone, and I hope you get something out of it. And thank you very much for being here. Much love.
Thank you. Much love. We'll see you, and make sure you have water. I hope you have water.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Great.
Multiple amounts.
All right. Okay. All right.
I am Elijah. Greetings.
Welcome, Elijah.
At this time, there is a great misunderstanding in the universe and on this world especially about good and bad and what serves mankind and what does not serve mankind. First of all, any good deeds and understandings are positive, but you must understand that he is looking for a personal relationship, and he is looking to guide you personally. This is something that people cannot really relate to. God does not speak directly to his people. He does it through prophets. He does it through channeling. He does it through ministers or gods, as they are called. Remember now what you have learned from them. Remember that even the elite, meaning those that are chosen by hand by God, can be deceived. That is not a good thing, and not one thing that we want to happen. It is a difficult time, and there are many spewing out beautiful and wonderful messages mixed with negativity. They're spewing out what to do and how to be, but they are only serving themselves. There are those that want to be known, want to be seen, want to be noticed by the world. And so they may come out with something that is very controversial, just to be noticed. But the problem with that is that many will believe them and turn away from what the true word is, what the true thought process is. You must understand, you must be able to discern that which is good and that which is not. You must be able to discern what your mission is that is of God. Too many of you are wrapped up in yourselves and the people around you, and not seeing what is happening in the world or reaching out to the world as well as you should. The world is not going to save itself. The world is not going to turn good all of a sudden overnight. The world is not going to be a wonderful paradise without effort. God has promised that at the end of all things, but he must have some help and cooperation. The sooner you are on board with what God actually wants, the love, the understanding, the compassion, the purpose, the helping hands, the healing, the sooner these things will come about. But we are facing a time to come that is not easy. And those that are weak will pass by. They will say, this is too hard. I give up. Let's go back to the world. Just live in it and let it do what it does, and we'll talk to you later. Some have already done that. Some of the elite, and some of those that have great missions have been consumed by other thought processes, consumed with their own popularity, their own imaginations, and their own possible wisdom, as they would call it. The future is about to open. It's rare that I do prophecy right away, because prophecy is something that will happen. But I have done it in the past, and it has come to pass. But now is a greater time for prophecy. There are those that are going to awaken, prophets, beings that will rise up, many good, but some very bad. You must know the difference, because they will become very popular. The Antichrist, or the one of darkness, the one that brings darkness to the world, will also rise. And many do not believe that that can happen. I'm only telling you that because I want you to be aware of it. I'm only telling you that because some are misguided in their thought processes that the future is all bright and beautiful. And I wish it was. I honestly do. I love God with all my heart, but he must come down and do what he must do. He is telling me that there are those of you that are sidetracked, doing things that are amazing and beautiful, but not helping very many others, more helping yourself. But they're still beautiful, they're still wonderful, but they are not opening the eyes of many to God or to spirituality or to the things that God wants mankind to see and womankind. He is rising women up. And I think that's why there are more women here now than ever, because it is time that they become equal with the world. It is time they become equal with man. It has been that way since the distortions that have happened with mankind early on. But I don't come here to speak about that. What I've come to speak about is your devotion to God, how you feel about him, how you resonate with him, how you love him, how you are with him. Do you not feel him ever? If that is the case, then you must find that connection. You must find what is missing. You must find his eternal love. And many of you say, well, the Bible is against me. It speaks against what I am and who I am. But you must understand that was written by men, and they misinterpreted many things. God is for everyone. God has created everyone the way he wants them. And there's a reason why he's created everyone the way he wants them, because their missions will fall into their personalities, and their personalities will fall into their missions. Who they are, mentally, sexually, whatever, does not matter as much as the word of God. Does not matter as much as who God is. Does not matter as much as what he wants to do. All of that is superfluous. He allows you to be human. You have free will. He gives you your personalities, and you have grown and become your own your own personality, your own being. He's given you that free will to become who you are, and he can use that, no matter what that is. And if you don't like who you are, he can change it and can help you with that. I know many of you are saying you want something from God, but you don't really know him. You don't really feel him. You don't really understand him. How is he supposed to help you if you really don't care who he is? You just want his help. You have to care about him, know him. It's an exchange. You have to want to know him and who he is. You must want to be with him. You must want to hear his voice. You must want to do the right things. And I'm not speaking about your personal lives, about who you are personally. I'm talking about your mission and your way of dealing with others. Of course, your personal life is going to come into it. You must be the man or woman that God wants you to be in order for you to be that prophet, that teacher, that person of wisdom, that guru. How are you going to be a guru without God's leading? How are you going to be a teacher without God's leading? How are you going to be a prophet without God's leading and word? Check out your heart. Know him and love him. But now I'm going to say something else. And I'm sorry if I'm a little long-winded today. The first seal has been broken. Some of you know what that means, and some of you do not. But the first seal has been broken, and you will feel the outcome of it shortly. Many of you will find yourselves in need where you never were in need before. Some of you will find yourself feeling hopeless when you never felt hopeless before. Count on God to help you, but count on him now before it happens, so that you may gird yourself up with strength. All will be provided, but you must know who he is. You must obey his instructions. You must not be so worried about everything around you in the world as far as minor things, belief systems. Believe in him, know him, let him tell you what's right and wrong. You say, how do I do that? How do I let him in? How do I know it is him? Because there's so much good and evil, and there's so much deception, which is so true. You must understand what deception is. And many of you have fallen under deception, and many of you are still under deception. But you must understand that he, if you pray diligently, will take you out of that. He, no matter what religion or thought process, will take you out of that. The churches are filled with those people that look very loving and kind and beautiful, but they are doing it for money, and they have cars and houses and 6 or 7 boats or whatever. It's not the truth as it should be. Give. These people should be giving of their wealth, feeding the poor, the hungry, giving to those that are in need. But no, they're taking extravagant holidays, and everyone sees how wonderful and loving they are in church, but they're counting their money later. They'll say whatever makes the people happy, and that may not always be the truth. I'm sorry to say, but I do not have much faith in humanity at certain points, and with certain belief systems. I see the ministers, and I see those that call themselves prophets, and they're not speaking the truth. They're speaking what anybody wants to hear. And that makes them a feel-good person. It's all right to be a feel-good person. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that, but you must constantly speak the truth. You don't have to be so abrupt with it that you insult people or turn people away. But you must understand that truth is necessary. They will see beyond it. And if you are surrounded by few friends and few people, then they see something in you that is not real. Be real. That is the first thing you should do, is be very real with yourself. Know who you are. Understand who you are, and do not make apologies for that. But use it in your own favor. There is no one out there that has no anger. There is no one out there that has no jealousy. There's no one out there that has no little bits of this and that of the world that is not good. But that is not who you are. Do not be negative. If you hear yourself always constantly saying, but I can't do this, but nothing is helping me. These are words of doubt. Find something that helps you. Find God, talk to him, make him a friend. He wants to be part of you. Of course, he is immense. But he is God. And so he has ways to communicate with you, even in his immense being. He has angels, and spirits, and seraphim, and cherubim, and many others. I cannot continue right now, but I am going to say this. He loves you all with a passion that you have no idea. And if any of you know what passion is, you can learn to give him your passion, your understanding, and your being. I know some people do not want to even open themselves up to anything because they're afraid to be possessed. There should be no fear. God is not one that possessed you. He gave you free will. Does that sound possessive? He gave you who your personality and who you are, and you get to figure it out. Does that sound possessive? But if you want him to possess you in a different way, you can. And it's not a fearful thing. It's like being a friend. Do you open yourself up to your friends? Of course you do. Open yourself up to God, for he is your friend. He is your God. Yes, Christ will return soon. So will many other prophets and many other beings from other religions and many other deities or demagogues. Be careful. Know them by their love and their sincerity. Know them by who they are, not always by what they say. Look into their eyes. And if they cannot look back into yours, then question it. All right, I've already taken too much time. Be well, my children. Find your peace. Find your love. And find your missions open wide. Do not be betrayed by foolish things, but be in a realm that makes a difference. Much love.
Much love to you.
Oh, oh. Greetings, this is Gaia. It is good to be with you. I have
Welcome.
to tell you that there are many things happening on this realm and world, but I will help keep it all into a good structure as much as I can. There are many things pulling apart and many things coming together. So be aware that even the rocks can scream out for joy or pain. I want you to know that I love my people and I want to protect them as much as possible. I want them to be with me as well as with God. But of course, I want everyone to be protected, and that is my job as Gaia. I know that many of you feel that the world is a different place now. It is very much different. But my energies will always be positive for you. My energies may have changed a little, but only to deal with all the things that are happening here. I love you all, my children. No matter what you do or say, however actions you make, and even if you put big holes in me with bombs and grenades, I can heal up rather quickly. My skin is very thick, but my heart is very deep. Who is it that called me today?
It was Angie that called you, I
Oh, it
believe.
was. All right.
Angie, do you have a question for our Mother Gaia?
Greetings, Mother. Thank you always for looking out for your people. And you're constantly like healing all of our mistakes, like you just said, that we do on you. As our group, how can we possibly help you?
You help me by keeping me clean. You help me by understanding what it is that I do and how that I keep everyone and everything safe. Now, that's not saying that I have things that you don't know, but you see that I am very, very much a part of everything. So I don't really know how to instruct you as an individual, but I want to instruct you as a group to
Yes.
just be kind and pick up your litter and be kind to each other and move forward in what is to be.
The energies that have been coming probably for the last few years, the energies have been increasing through our
Yes.
planet. And how is that affecting you as a whole?
Well, I'm trying to give people more energy because the negative beings, are trying to take energy away from you. So I am trying to bring energy to you, and I'm trying to bring positivity to you. Now, I know there are many negativities in the world, and I know there are many things that bring you down and are attacking people, etc., etc. And it is a time where these attacks are very different than they ever were before. And so not even everyone knows how to deal with them. except they must remain positive. They must remain understanding that they will make it through, and we will find all the answers for them. But they must look for themselves as well. You must be seeking solutions, and we will be also seeking them.
Thank you so much. Much love to you.
Much love. Is there any other questions?
Is there any other
Alright.
questions? Let me just check one moment, please.
One moment, please.
Thank you. Wendy, oh, let me see. Sorry, I don't want to miss anyone.
Of course.
Okay, Bridget had the first question. Go ahead, Bridget.
Hello, Gaia. Very nice to
Greetings,
talk.
Brigitte. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I am wondering, there is so much going on with you. There's quite a bit of drought. There is flooding. There are fires.
Of course, yes.
Can you say something about it, please?
Yes, these are things that are meant to be, although they may not seem like they should be, but they are meant to be at this time, and there is a reason for them. Although they hurt the skin a little bit, like a sunburn, they are something that are used to wake people up, to make people aware of different things that are going to come that are even greater. I
Yes,
do not wish a greater negativity on the world, but many are too asleep and need to be awakened, and they need these things to do so. For they will not awake to a lullaby.
Yes, I can understand that. I am wondering, and maybe it is a kind of a pity question or musing. Sometimes I'm wondering whether these fires, droughts, and floodings, if they're caused by man,
Yes,
or other made by you to cleanse yourself.
both. There are times of cleansing, and there are times that man has caused many different things.
I have to laugh with you.
Yes. The thing is, negativity will cause things to happen to me. I stay very joyful. I stay very positive because I know the outcome of all things. And I know God very well. He is the one that sent me here to do this job. He is the one that is in control. And he tells me, oh yes, this is coming, be aware. I can not always warn you, but he does warn me. And so I always know. And I can always stay joyful because I know what is the intent of all things because he tells me. Now, you may not know that, but you also are waking up in different ways. Some people have awakened and they found this. Some people have awakened and found that. But what he wants you to awaken to is that he is the one you should awaken to.
Your joy is very catching.
So yes, I am eager for the future. It's not going to be easy, but it is necessary.
Yes.
Mankind needs to wake up. And some of you are very wide awake. And others of you are playfully awake.
And
That is all right. Awake is
sometimes,
awake.
sometimes it frightens me living so close to the water.
Yes. It is. Everything has its fears, but do not be confused between fear and caution. Caution is necessary. But fear of doing things, that is another thing. You must be cautious in all things that you do, but you must not fear taking chances. Because if you've looked at all the things that you are meant to do, you will have to take some chances. You will have to step into the void sometime, but only with God's help. It is not a blind step, because if he told you to do it, there will be light on the other side.
Yes, that is my only worry is that I'm always that much connected to God and to you, to hear, to feel the signs that are given to me, so that I
Yes,
can act accordingly.
yes, but overcome the fear. Don't let it persecute you, but let
Yes.
it be just a caution. And let
Yes.
that be a caution and not a deep fear, because deep fear will hurt you, but caution will let you move forward still. You not cross the street because of fear? No,
No, but
but you are cautious.
yes, yes.
It
And
is,
I had a kind of a vision that the water is rising and that I'm stepping in my van and driving to higher grounds.
if that is
So
necessary, it will happen.
yes, thank you.
But you will be safe.
Yes. Thank you.
You will be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Wendy has a question. Go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
Hello, I am very well. And
Oh, it's
yourself,
always
how are you?
beautiful. It's always my joy to connect and channel with you and do work for you on your behalf.
Oh, yes,
Um,
it's joy.
Thank you. So I recently have been asked to go to Cambodia for
Ah,
spring equinox. And I'm wondering, is that an ego request that is calling me there, or is that divine work that just wasn't on my radar?
Cambodia? Interesting. There is
Yeah.
something there for you, though. Otherwise, they would not call you there. But the equinox is something of an energy time. All the solstices and equinoxes have their own special energies. And to feel it in a foreign place is sometimes very gratifying and very teaching. They may experience it in a different way there that you would ever experience it in any other place.
I
So
see. And
yes,
so it's a group that's connected to me that said, hey, we're doing this and we want you to go. And it
of course.
was surprising out of the
Well,
blue, pretty much.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
and be taught. Go and feel the energy. Go and let God.
Thank you, thank you. And
I
then
will
my
be
next
with you as
question.
well. I will be with you as
Oh,
well.
thank you. And then my next question is our upcoming trip to Mount Shasta. Any advice for us, please, for this group of Divine Feminine, which is the majority of attendees?
Let God guide you. Know what you are planning to do. With your plans, always be a little open for things to change a little bit here and there, because you must not be too organized, because there will always be some openings for other things.
Okay, beautiful. Thank
That
you, my
means that
love.
God will intervene.
Ah, okay. I will be
You
aware.
must be a little bit I don't know the word, but
Flexible.
flexible. There it is. I couldn't think of it.
Telepathic. Telepathic.
Yes, you must be flexible, all of you. You cannot be so rigid you cannot hear the word of God and move accordingly. Sometimes plans will change. You must
Yes,
know that.
yes, indeed. Okay, I certainly do. Well, I thank you, my love.
You're
Many
welcome.
blessings to you, and I continue to do work as guided.
Very well, very well.
Thank you so much. Okay, Michelle.
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Greetings, Gaia. Thank you for coming.
Greetings.
Greetings. It's so nice to have you here with us.
Thank you.
This may sound, I'm not sure how it's going to sound, but we got together and did an emergency energy send out to send rain to all places on the planet that needed it.
Correct.
And my husband pointed out today, he showed me a video of, because the Southwest in the States is just desert, just so parched.
Yes.
Anyway, the Southwest has now got water in the salt lands, and there's major flooding, like flash floods going on. So I'm wondering, from an ego standpoint, I'm wondering, did our energies have anything to do to affect that?
Yes. Let me tell you this, though. Yes, it did. Prayer is very powerful.
Yeah.
But also negativity saw that the prayer was going to work and sort of said, all right, if you want rain, we're going to give you more than you're looking for.
Okay.
So, but yes, they realized that you were going to get rain. But the thing is, thank you for those prayers. Thank you for that. And the water is necessary for those areas. But you have to understand, because it doesn't get that much rain there, it does not absorb as quickly. It's hard surfaces, and so it will run off a little easier, whereas a lighter rain would have been much more
Yeah, actually, that's what we called for. That's what we asked for.
Yes, I
we'll
know
take
that.
whatever we got. you know.
But
Yeah.
it will affect the area, yes, and in a positive way, as you will.
Should we keep doing that then? Is that something you need? Or tell us what you need and we'll get together and do
Well,
it.
that area doesn't need any more rain.
Okay, that's wonderful.
So pray for rain for those areas that do need it.
Okay, is there anything else you need that we can get together and do a powwow and whatever we can do to help?
You are a great healer, and so healing energy is very necessary. If you would have just prayed for healing for the land, it might have come out a little differently.
Okay.
So,
all right. Thank you very
healing
much.
for the land and for the people is what we need.
Okay.
But praying for rain was not a bad thing.
All right.
I do not want to discourage that at all.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, and thank you.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
so
you.
nice to be here.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
The Maveth has a question, and I have to read it for you because he's
Very
just
well.
typing.
Very well.
He says, I'm wondering about soul contracts. They determine who our friends will be. However, could we all say hello to absolutely anyone and try to become friends? This is a
Yes.
matter of free will. How does our soul contract interfere with our free will to try and become friends with absolutely anyone?
First of all, you do have contracts, but your free will is not part of that. Let me explain that. You may have, the contract is to learn certain lessons in this life. It is not about who you meet necessarily. There will be some that you will meet that are very purposeful and that you will learn things from, and that is part of the contract as well. But there are those that you must meet to learn other things that may not have been in the contract, but you're learning always. You're always learning something. And so if you need other friends, if you would like to have other friends, that is not a problem. That you may interact with who you will, and free will is still there. Your contract is about what you learn, what is to be learned in this lifetime. And that is how you act in this lifetime to learn the things that you need to learn. So meeting other people may teach you more than you can possibly imagine. and you may learn more than the contract tells you that you should learn. So do not be afraid of anything about breaking any of the contracts. And also the contract can be broken, of course, absolutely. But if you are not in that, you're not in that mindset, live your life, be free, learn, understand, love, pray, find joy. Yes.
He says, thank you with big capital letters.
You're
right.
welcome. I
I
love who you are, the Maverick. I do love who you are, Maverick. Mavis.
yes,
I do love who you are. I can't read the name, so it's
no problem.
all right.
Mm.
The Mavis. I do love who you are, and I do appreciate that question, because there are many that have that feeling and that understanding that you have to be careful not to break the contracts. But you are not broken, have not broken it, and you are free to do what you wish to do on this world, as long as it's within who you are. You must find your fullness in yourself. And if you do that, how can you be wrong? How can you do anything wrong? You will feel guilt if you do.
All right, perfect. Okay, Benny has a question. Go ahead, Ben.
Greetings.
Yes, hello, Gaia. Hello.
Greetings. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. It's our first encounter. I have a few questions.
Yes.
It's about sun gazing at dusk or at dawn. Can this indeed bring energies into the human body? And if so, what is the best way to practice it?
Well, I am a sun gazer myself. I look directly into the sun. And I go around the sun because the sun is keeping me alive.
Mm-hmm.
So be cautious with sun gazing. It can be dangerous a little bit, but yes, there are energies that can be gained by doing so. And let me tell you what these energies do. You see, the sun gives vitamins and minerals to the body. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it also gives different kinds of energies from the galaxy and universe to each individual as well. There are many kinds of energies that humans do not know about, but there are trace energies within the body. And I don't even want to mention them because sometimes people get caught up in that. But they give you these trace energies for psychic abilities, for heart felt abilities, for thought provoking things, to take away fuzziness and give greater mental abilities. So there are many things that you can gain by sun gazing. But the thing is, be cautious and take the precautions that are necessary to do so. But I see that you have sun gaze.
Okay. Yes, I have.
And so that you have brought yourself some insights, but you may not know them yet.
And is it necessary to close your eyes to protect them?
It can be. Your thought processes will know when to close your eyes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yes.
still, you can, even as you close your eyes, you can still see.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And I have another question.
Yes.
I would like to improve my meditation for making contact with extraterrestrials. So I ask myself, is it helpful to meditate bare feet to make contact with earth energies, or is there any better way?
The way to meditate is everyone on the earth has a best way to meditate. When you find that best way, then you will know that it is for you. The thing is, you must have no distractions. You must have an inner feeling of accomplishment when you do your meditations. and you must feel that you are moving closer to your objective. And so as you are doing your meditations, there are many different ways to do meditations. But find that which fits your personality, which fits your being, which makes you feel the greatest energy and joy, and then you will find what you are looking for.
Okay, that's great advice. Thank you so much. Yeah,
You're welcome.
thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, there's a question from in the YouTube chat that I'll answer. It's from Metwali. He says, he has two questions, but this is cute. The first one is, can you share with us what's going on with our minds? Everyone seems to lose their minds. So what's going on with our minds? That's a good question.
Oh, yes. Sometimes you must lose your mind to find it. But that is a little cryptic. What I mean by that is this. Sometimes you must change your thought processes to gain something that is necessary that you are missing in your life. Many people live their lives completely in one thought process. That is not how it is meant to be. You're to learn many thought processes and then decide which one is your own thought process that deals with you in the best way, that is part of who you are, is the greatest directing to the highest point in the universe, to God. But yes, many people have lost their minds because they do not, first of all, some of them have lost their minds because of drug use or things of that nature. Other people have lost their mind because they were brought up poorly or had a lot of different problems, and they felt like they were not strong enough to overcome these problems. And so instead of overcoming these problems, they give into them and give into the thought process that they are too weak to do it. Well, they are not. That is just giving up. I am sorry. You must overcome this world. This world is here for you to conquer, not in the sense that you're conquering nations, but conquering your own fears, conquering what the world is doing to you, how it is treating you. You must learn to deal with it in a way that makes you, you, and you are honest with everything and everyone. And if your business or what you are doing does not work that way, if you cannot be honest with them, you don't belong there. That's all there is to it. You don't belong in a place where you cannot be yourself. You do not belong in a place where you have to pretend. You do not belong in a place where you have to stretch the truth in any way. You must find out who you are and what you have to overcome. And if you have to overcome that job by getting another job or by going inside and using all the gifts that God gave you, that will be a different job completely. Oh, it is a wonderful world. But yes, you are here to overcome it. You are here to break through. You are here to become the greatest being that you can possibly be by being yourself and knowing who you are.
Thank you for that. There's a couple questions I'm going to ask in succession because they are sort of related. So
right.
The first question, and I'll just tell you when I'm done. First question is, how can we better keep the energy that you send us? Another person asked, did the pyramids around are they helping you?
Yeah.
And the other question is, are you feeling the effects of Nibiru? And if so, how?
All right. First of all, the first question is to stay grounded. The best way that you can be in contact with me and to stay focused on whatever it is that you're doing in your life is to ground yourself into the earth, which means to know that you are part of third density, part of where you were born into, and we will work together in that way. But you also must reach up into the higher densities as well when that time comes and when it's right for you. But yes, and the second question, the pyramids do help me sometimes because they bring in quite a bit of energy and they store it. And if I do need any energy that I usually don't, but I have depended on the pyramids at times to restore energy. But you must understand, there are so many pyramids around the world. They're on every continent. Some of them are buried. Some of them are on, I just have not been uncovered yet. So, but everywhere in the world, there are pyramids. And yes, they do an interesting job. Now, there are some that are alien. They are all made by aliens, by the way, but they were put there intentionally to help them, but they also help me because they're energy structures. What was the other part?
The other part was, well, actually, I'm going to go away from that the question I had originally asked. I'm going to ask this one, and then I'll come back to that one. It's because of your joyfulness. The person says, how can you be so joyous? It's like you know something wonderful.
I do. I know something very wonderful. I know that God put me here and why my purpose is and how I am doing, because I get an update all the time. And so I am joyous. There's power in joy, and I must stay in power. And so as you learn how gratitude and joy is powerful in your life and changes things, then you will also understand my joy, because it is, I could not live without it, because if I were to become somber, the earth would be gone. It would be little ashes. But as I become more joyful, I connect things together. I bring things to life. I bring things into balance. I am very happy to do that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then the question, there's two questions again that I'm going to put together. One is, are you feeling the effects of Nibiru? And if so, how?
Nibiru is a very elliptical planet. It has a very elliptical orbit. It goes very, very far out into space. Nibiru is not close by at this moment, and so it doesn't affect me a lot at this time. But it is going to affect me when it comes closer, but it won't be here for quite a while. So it is that I am affected by Nibiru when it is close by, but it is not at this time.
Okay, and then there's a question that says, it's from Hungya. It says, we at Upterra are deploying scholar devices on industrial scale to increase plant yields for agriculture. This is meant to empower the earth grid. Does this activity help?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Peter. You are doing a wonderful job. I know that everything that you are doing is for a positive reason, and your Skylar machines are doing an excellent job. They're the basis for many, many things. Transporter machines, they're basis for a number of different things. So, but that is the first one that came to mind. Communication devices that go far beyond what you understand with quantum attachment and things of that nature. I can go on, but you're on the right track, and you're doing water purification as well. That's an amazing, amazing thing. I love you for that, and your genius will ever be noticed.
Perfect. There's a question from Missy. She says, will you be involved in the coming rapture event?
The rapture is part of my event. Of course, the earth is always involved in everything that happens here.
Jorma says, what do you think when the reptilians drilled into your crust? Where is your soul? When they sent low energy into the earth, I'm assuming he's meaning, he goes, is everything okay now?
Everything is fine. even with that, they could not disturb all the things that are happening. They got discovered, by the way, and it stopped. So it's humans have a tendency to stumble into the way of all the negativity that is happening from the outside. I sort of let them stumble in, and then things have to stop or change. And so I sent some humans to stumble in where the aliens thought the humans didn't belong, but they could not say anything because the humans are meant to be there, and if they would tell them to go, they would be suspicious.
Hmm,
So everything worked out well. They
okay.
will try again, I'm sure, but they do not have enough power to actually do what they want to do. But they think they do, but they don't. It will be stopped.
Perfect. Safira has a question.
Yes.
Hello, Gaia. Hello.
Greetings.
Your joy is a testimony to going through all kinds of things and still being happy
Of
about it.
course.
Okay. I have
It is
two
my
questions.
example to humans.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I would also like to thank you for the cats and dogs. I know that's a weird statement, but they also bring joy and examples of relaxation and just de-stressing. I mean, they're just amazing. So,
Absolutely.
but that wasn't my question. But I can't believe it. I'm laughing now that I'm talking with you. Ah, that's
It is
amazing.
infectious, is it not?
Yes, I almost feel now silly to ask you this question, but I'm curious. Like this, okay, so there's war going on in a part of the world, very intense.
Yes.
How does your body feel? How do you deal with that? Is it like having a cancer that you're healing at the same time it's happening? Or what is that? What is that?
Well,
What is that?
it's like having a skin wound. Yes. I have
Mhm.
quite a few pimples over there.
Yes,
But
yes. But you know, there's
remember,
so much.
it's only a small part of the world that is being influenced right at the moment. And so I can handle that. I will be working with healing that as quickly as possible, as I always do. Remember,
Okay.
there's been many wars, and I've had many different scars on my face, but there are still plants and animals in those areas now. They have come back. They have driven off the negativity, and it looks different now.
Oh, okay. My other question is about terraforming. I know
Yeah.
that in certain parts of the world there are alien ships which have gathered in different groups,
Yes.
and they're terraforming. So, what will that mean for the Earth? They're trying to terraform so that their people can live on the Earth at some point. Can you explain more about what's happening, and do you
Yes.
counter that? Do you kind of like block it if it's negative terraforming? Do you know what I mean?
They will not sue. They will not. They will not complete their mission as planned. Perhaps in the far future there might be something to say about that, but right now it will take many years before they even come to a completion on that. Even though you're starting to feel some of the effects of what they have done for the last 50 years, but it's going to take a long time before they can get their hands on this world. I guarantee it.
Okay. Can you explain what kind of effects you mean that we've been feeling?
Oh yes, there's the oxygen has changed a little bit. The air quality has changed, but you have learned to deal with that, and also all the different waveforms that are in your system. You will have problems with that in the future, not far from now, perhaps 15 years from now. some of those things will start to affect humans in a difficult way, but you will overcome that as well. So everything is, you're not feeling extreme problems with it yet. And they've been doing this for over 50 years, more than 50 years, 70 years. So they've been doing this for 70 years and you're just now starting, it's just now starting to maybe filter into the lower parts of the atmosphere. Now, the lower parts of the atmosphere are huge. This is a huge area, and they're not going to infiltrate it completely. It's not going to happen, at least not in your lifetime or mine.
Okay, well, that's another question, but I won't go there now. But one last point. So many people have noticed that the sun has gone from yellow to white.
Yes.
What is anything special happening there? What's happening with that?
Yes, but it'll take 7 billion years for it to complete its process. Then you'll be in trouble.
Ah, so you mean that's the process of burning out? Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but it's only
Okay.
the very beginnings of it. It'll
Okay.
take 7 billion years to complete that process. Maybe
Wow.
6 billion.
That's incredible.
I'm not sure how many. God didn't say, but he said it will be billions of years. So I agree.
Okay. Thank you so much. And so much love to you. Thank you, Gaia.
And then I will go somewhere else. All right.
Oh, thank you so much. I just want to make sure that everyone that hasn't asked a question has.
All right.
Okay, Bridget has a question. Go ahead, Bridget. Bridget?
Birgit. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Well, it's Birgit. It's a bit difficult. You can hear me now?
Birgit, maybe?
Yeah, Birgit. That's correct.
Birgit. All right.
Yes. Well, I want to come back to the topic of prayer. You said
Yes.
it's good to pray, and
Yes.
that is something that I'm wondering about since I was a child, because at the beginning of this talk of our acquaintance, you said that the flooding and the fires and the drought, that they are necessary for people to wake up, otherwise they never will wake up.
Correct.
And then there was someone else in this room, and she asked, shall we pray for rain in another area? And you said, yes, do that, it's needed. And then I'm thinking, my conflict is, I don't have all the wisdom that you have. So when I'm praying for rain or for dry feet, in my case, I have a feeling that I should not do that.
Why?
That my task is to connect to you, to empower you and me, and to have all these specifics as to where the rain is falling or the water is going, that God knows best.
Listen carefully. The prayers go where they need to go. If you're praying for a specific place, that's fine. But have you any involvement with energy healing?
Well, I don't know.
Well, energy healing goes where it needs to go on the body. If you send your energy into the body, it will go help the areas that are necessary. And that's what prayer does. Prayer goes to the places that it needs to go. If you're praying for the wrong place, it knows that, and it will go where it needs to go. And so therefore, you do not have to worry about specifics or all these things and trouble your mind with it. It does not matter. The prayer goes out, and that is a wonderful and beautiful thing, and it will go where it needs to go, and it will find its purpose. It always does.
Yes. But would you agree with me that for me, it is the foremost thing to connect and let things be, to surrender to the godly love, to the
Yes, you can.
divine plan.
Absolutely. Pray
Yes,
to God for all things. Just pray to him to say, whatever is needed, Lord, take care of it.
yes,
And that is a very good prayer because it is doing what it needs to do.
yes. I find that it takes my ego out of my connection with God.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
But you know, you must have some ego to keep
yes,
so that you can be purposeful and
yes,
lift
yes,
yourself up and be the person that God wants you to be. He gave you that ego,
yes, I know.
but he is also molding and preparing you. Much love to you because you are a useful tool.
Thank you.
Not just a tool, but a useful soul, a useful being, a useful love.
Yes, thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you. Was that it, Brigitte?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Joan has a question. Go ahead, Joan.
June.
Greetings. Um, I have a question about the dream I had before. Uh, I went under, in my dream, I went under the water, and also under the water, I see a cave, and then I went inside the cave, and I see that there's a war under, the cave. Well,
A
it's not a
wire?
cave, it's a war. It's not a
A
cave, it's like
walrus.
a
Yes.
it's like a other dimension, like a city in that, and there is a war underneath, and it they told me it was a corregidor. Would you tell me where is that area and what was that all about?
It
Thank
was
you.
a, what did they tell you it was?
It was the place is a corregidor,
I didn't,
corregidor or something like that.
A creaky door?
No, corregidor,
Faritidor?
corregidor. Yeah,
What is
it's
that?
like I know it's a place. That's the
Oh, I
place.
see. It's one of the places that no one has found yet. Well, it is possible. This was the walrus is very symbolic of the north and the south. So it is polar. You will find, I believe, walruses are more in the north and not in the south as much, but at least what they used to be. So the thing is, this is a dream about a balance. This is a dream about finding a balance within a structure. And you are looking for a structure. You're looking for a place that would be good for you. A place that will be that will open to you, that you can identify with in some ways. But also the north and the south are the balance of this. And being that the walrus is directly in the middle between the north and the south, is that showing you that it was a walrus, right?
It was a war, and there's a lot of I see all those dead peoples around it, so that's why.
Okay, I thought you said walrus.
No, it's a
She's
war.
saying war, war.
Okay, because they interrupted me and said, no, she didn't say walrus. A war around it.
Yes, and there's a lot of dead people, like soldiers, uh, died on that in the
Ah,
corregidor
I
in that
see.
place.
Yes, they corrected me and said, no,
You
she did not
saying
say walrus.
corridor or not corregidor? Are you saying corridor?
Corregidor. It's
Corregidor.
like a corregidor. It sounds like that. It's like corregidor, like
All right.
corri.
Can you
Yeah.
spell it?
Oh, whatever.
Whatever, yeah.
It is that I still see that she's looking for structure and balance in this dream. And the cave is representative of a narrow passageway, and you feel that you are not in the sunlight, or not yet in the bright of day. You're underwater. You're struggling there, and you're going into a narrow passageway to find what you are looking for. And this, I see in my mind that you are looking for a certain kind of structure that will make you feel more at home. Does that make more sense?
I see. Yeah, somewhat. Maybe.
Good. I see what I'm trying to understand what they're telling me, because I can only use this mind that I'm working with.
She spelled it basically as corridor.
Corridor. Yes, that's a narrow passageway. But inside, but there was a war going on. That war is within you. You are warring with different thoughts and ideas, and you want to find the truth. And there are many things going on. Inside this corridor is the passageway. You feel that the way to truth is a narrow way. And so this army, these beings or humans that are fighting and having a war, they're a war in your mind about what is right and what is wrong, and which way to go, and how to find the true corridor, if you wish, a true place to head. And I see you with battles with a little bit of structure and a little bit of misunderstandings from other places. You got many different messages, and you believed many different things, but some of them turned out to be not right, and so it confused you a bit. So now you're looking for the true truth, and you want to make sure that you find it.
Okay. I have another question then.
Yes.
Now, if it's everything is happening in the present and the future and the past,
Yeah.
and this is now moment, and everything is in the moment, everything is happening from the past and future. So that does mean I am that all in happening right now?
Yes, it is all happening right now. The past, present, and future have already been, there's a lot of changes that will happen to it, but it's already been laid out in a plan somewhat, but all the answers are not there yet. But past, present, and future are happening at once. Let me explain it. What you do right now affects the past. What you do right now affects the future. So all things are happening at once to affect all things. And so as each individual goes on with their life, on with their purpose, on with their being, whether they discover it or not, on with their missions, whether it's a good one or not, it will change the past and it will change the future. How will it change the past? Some of you know that who you were in past lives, and some past lives can be healed to make the present and the future better. So yes, the past is being affected. All things in God's realm are affected at all times. There is change, and change is the only thing that is constant. Isn't that ironic? That change is the only thing that is stable. Instability is the only stability. I find that so ironic.
So, how is the present moment? So, how do you
The present moment, how do I
your
view it?
presence? Yes.
I view the present moment as I would view any present moment, and that is that the work of God is continuing. All things are moving forward as they should, and that it will. There are many mistakes, of course, but I cannot intercede with many of those things. but I will deal with it and overcome it, just like you are to deal and overcome with your lives as well. So this moment, I am dealing and overcoming with this moment as each moment goes on.
Thank
Thank
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
There's a couple of people in the YouTube chat that before we ask you, maybe let you go, there's a couple of people in the YouTube chat that are having dreams of tsunamis. One
Yes.
person said, I had a dream of a tsunami. Please let me know. Also help me to find a place to live in Cornwall where I can live in service to you. Another person says, Dear Gaia, a message for Iranians and Armenians. What can we do for you? I've also had a dream of water rising tsunami a few times. Is that a warning of a tsunami happening? So that's two people within a minute asking the same question.
Interesting. Yes, there will be tsunamis, but that's not what those dreams are about. Those dreams are about being overcome by obstacles. They see obstacles coming and they are large and looming, and they are afraid that they will be destroyed by them. Yes, in the real world, there are tsunamis coming as well, but they are not upon you yet. They are something of the future at the moment, but they will be here. But the thing is, it also is a symbol of being overcome by all your troubles, all the things in life, all the preparation that you have made. You're afraid it could be destroyed. But if that is not part of your troubles, then yes, the tsunami part would be a real thought process and would be a prophetic thought process.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Is it possible to, Bridget, we want to maybe move on to someone else?
Oh
Is
yes,
this
of course,
question?
dear, yes.
Bridget has one more question. Is this a fast question?
Yes, I think I can word it quickly.
Birgit. It's
Thank you.
Birgit.
Yes, yes. I am in cahoots with some animals in my garden. They eat all my vegetables, like the caterpillars and the slugs, and the mosquitoes are trying to eat me. And
I see.
is that an inner conflict in me that is happening? Because I take care of my garden, but it's almost impossible.
I see. You take care of yourself and you take care of your garden. I let the animals do what they wish to do on my world because they are just surviving just as you are.
Yes, but I want to.
But I see that you want to control them.
Yes, I want to
That's
have
hard
my
to
own.
do.
I want to have my own veggies.
Well, if you put a fence around
Well,
your garden.
the butterflies just fly over it, and the slugs climb any fence you put up, and the mosquitoes are in the air.
Do the butterflies, are the butterflies harmful?
Oh, the caterpillars, they ate all my cabbage rows.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry
now
to hear that. I did not
yes,
know that. Well, there are different kinds of caterpillars.
yes.
All right, let me see what I can do for you.
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you.
I would try to keep the butterflies out.
And the slugs, please, too.
Do you have a fence around?
Yeah, but it's also open. I now put a curtain on top of the cabbage.
Okay. I would put protection over the vegetables if you
Yes.
can during the night, especially. So, because at nighttime, they don't need the sun but they do need the rain, but you can water them if they are dry. But
Yes,
if you
it's
need to keep out things, you may need to protect them with burlap or
yes,
something like that.
yes. Thank you.
You are welcome, my dear.
Such a
I'm
pleasure.
sorry my creatures are devouring your garden, but I let them have free will as well.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Very
Thank you
well.
so
I will
much.
go now.
Thank you.
Much love to you all. Thank you for having me.
For your beautiful energy. Thank you.
All right, there is more to come. One moment. Three of the four archangels are here.
Hmm,
I
perfect.
am Uriel.
Welcome,
Michael
Yuri.
could not make it to this, but he would have loved to be in here. But there are me, Raphael, and Gabriel.
Perfect. The ones that were requested originally. We'll start with, well, I want to start with the ones that requested you. So we'll start with Michelle, and then we'll go to Will, if we can.
Very well. We
Thank
will
you.
change identities as each one asks a question to their individual archangel.
Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, Uriel. Thank you so much for coming. I've
Greetings, my
missed you.
dear. How are you?
I've missed you. Is there something preventing the archangels from visiting at this time, or?
There is so much going on in the realm here. There are many emergencies happening and many things that need tended to immediately. And sometimes that is taking us away from our runs and our personal lives. So it is nothing personal to anyone, but it is something that needs to be done in the realm or outside the realm in the alien areas. So we have been very busy. I have visited some at some points, but it may not have been the right times, but it is the only times we can come. The energies here also are very strong. The energies here are, they are confused. And so coming in, it can be very difficult to make as a contact that is pure. And that is the only kind of contact that I wish to make.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And do you have an update on the Galactic Spouses group? I know several of the group members we've been chatting about it, and I was wondering if you know something that I don't. I know that God wants this to happen, but is there anything you can tell us?
They are a unified group, but what happens is this: people find doubt, people find that they feel like they are not welcome in the group as much as they are. Many personalities are there, and so you must deal with that. And I do not, they do not want to be offended, but yet they feel that they are not regarded with the greatest of respect. And so some of those that were in the group have left. But now it is time for it to consolidate and solidify again, because without this group, then there is no reason for the legislature that is going on with it. So I must call on everyone to find it within themselves if they find it valuable to be a part of it.
So do you think that's going to happen this year then, or do you have any kind of time frame?
I do not have a time frame. Be patient, my dear. This is a very hard time for the earth. There is many things going on that are not helpful to mankind. Let's put it that way. Okay.
All right. I love you, and thank you for coming.
You are welcome, my dear.
Thank you. I want to give Will an opportunity. Will, are you there?
Who do you wish to speak to?
Will.
I mean, which angel?
Oh, he had asked for anyone that could give an update on the Lion's Gate, on the conclusion of the Lion's Gate.
Did he ask for an angel to do that?
Yes, he did. And
One moment.
I don't know if he's here. He's unmuted, so we'll give him a moment to go ahead and talk. Go ahead, Will, whenever you're ready.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Guess not. Hang on.
Will, you're very faint. We can just barely hear you.
Yeah, very, very low volume.
I cannot
Can
hear
you-
anything. Oh,
Yes, yes.
Excellent, excellent. So I did not want Lionsgate update from the Angels.
I did not think so.
Okay, so what I have, so thank you, my friends, for sharing the love of God and for sharing your love with all of us.
You are welcome. But I can give you some updates on the Lion's Gate. Although it is not our forte to do so.
That's what I thought. So my question is, can you talk about an event that Archangel Jophiel is going to do on September 10th with her flavor of the fire?
If she wishes to come and speak about that, I do not know about it. I know that there are many things that angels are doing now, and they have their own agendas. God is giving them many different things to do in many different places. I have my own agendas and I must follow them. What is her name?
Archangel Jophiel.
Oh, Jophiel. I did not hear it the first time. I'm sorry. One moment. Let me see if she is here. She is not here at the moment. If she comes, I will let you know.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's just something about the fire of joy that is going to find this resurgence in September.
Yes, I believe that that is correct. Remember, fire is, there are many kinds of fire in the universe. Some of it consumes, others of it are sentient. This is about sentient fire. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Good. She is saying, I cannot make it at the moment, but I'll give you some information. It's a sentient fire that she is wanting to rekindle on this planet. A kind of fire within the soul, within the mind, within the spirit that will not consume, but uplift with joy. Will be like a fire of joy, will be a fire of enthusiasm, a fire of excitement, a fire that will make you want to do the things of God. Is that what you were looking for?
Absolutely.
There is much more to it, she says.
Of course.
But that is a very fast breakdown.
That's all we needed.
Excellent.
I'm excited for the excitement.
Yes.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Is there someone else? Whoever is talking
Oh,
is
sorry,
me.
I expected him to continue to talk. I do apologize. I was waiting for another comment. Yes, there's a question from Lily Pad, and then we'll go to Wendy. So Lily Pad, go ahead.
Lily Pad.
Is she there?
Unmute yourself.
She's not unmuting. We'll go to Wendy. Wendy, oh, here's her question. She says, I was wondering if it was you in your dream last night, any messages that you would like to, and she would like to, and I would like to ask for prayers for all of us. Thank you.
The angel in your dreams last night was not myself. The angel in your dream last night was Raziel.
Oh, she wrote Raphael. Okay.
Raziel, not Raphael.
Okay.
But yes. And what did you want to know about it?
She wanted to know if Will had dropped out. That's why he's coming back. She just wanted to know if there was any messages for her.
There is a message for you from Raziel, and it is that your time is coming. All the things that you've been thinking about and working for are coming soon because you are realizing the truth about every situation.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to check in quickly with Will. Will, were you finished with your talk? I don't know if he's dropping out again. He's driving, so that's why.
All right.
Okay, so we'll go to Wendy, and if Will has another question, he can just unmute after Wendy. Go ahead, Wendy.
Thank you. This question is for Raphael, please.
One moment, please. This is Raphael.
Hi, Raphael, dear one. How are you?
I am well. And yourself, and how are you?
Thank you. I'm doing very fine.
Good,
The question that I wanted to ask is, early this morning, there was a being that was grabbing me under my rib cage, and it felt like a ticklish sensation, only it's almost like you're tickled so much it hurt. I'm trying to find out, it was kind of in a painful way. I'm trying to find out what that was, what that experience was, and if it tied it into the Godzilla type dream that followed it.
I see. Yes. This was not an angelic being or any positive being. This was more reptilian in nature or more dragon-like. And so that is why you got the Godzilla dream, is because there was something really quite negative there. And it wasn't really sentient in the sense of being very intelligent. It was more of an unintelligent kind of reaction that they were giving. And so, although Godzilla is more intelligent than this being was, it did stir that kind of dream.
I see. Yeah, because in it I saw one hand eaten and then a body, somebody's body got eaten.
Yes, it was not, it was a kind of being that was sent to you to harm you, but it could not do so really. It could get a
Yeah.
hold and then you send it off.
Released it. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't have me for very long. I was like, okay, really? Okay, so the question that so that was one option, or one thing that I had a question of, but the second one was related to plant medicine. So, of course, as a healer and working in many modalities, plant medicine has been calling to me to work with it in various different plants within the form of hape, H-A-P-E, hape. So it's kind of like a snuff, an ash from the plants that we're using. And so can you explain to me how that is benefiting me and any others that are being called to work with plant medicines?
Well, yes, it's a beneficial because, well, first of all, in its ash state, it's a carbon, and it has other things in it that have been broken down. All right, you are a carbon-based being, and so therefore the carbon in it is healthy, as well as the vitamins and minerals that are in it. Well, there's actually not a lot of vitamins and minerals in that, but it is helpful to the body. And you must figure out for humans what is helpful in those leftover ashes. But I will tell you that carbon is in there, and that is something that is necessary for good health.
Very interesting. And there is one that's an ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca is...
I had a couple of it.
You did ayahuasca?
I have not, but there's a hape that is the ash medicine of an ayahuasca. So I'm sure it's some kind of like a microdosing. But
Yes, it would be a
I
microdose.
keep,
Ayahuasca
I keep
is
having it called into my field to purchase this. So, and I did, it hasn't arrived, but yeah.
ayahuasca is the combination of two different plants from South America. And the combination of these two plants are very, very unlikely. So they came from another understanding, if you must know. And
Yes.
these two plants
Galactic.
came together and create a psychedelic, but it's not a psychedelic. It is a portal in the mind, a mind portal. And that is why it has to cleanse whoever is taking ayahuasca must be cleansed first. So that's why there is a reaction with it as it enters the body. Some people have nausea and release, and others have other kinds of releases, but it releases negativity and toxins and things of this nature that do not mix with this portal energy.
I see. And I know I did a lot of portal work, so that makes sense, then more sense. May I ask you for a blessing and a healing for all who are watching now and would be watching in the future, please?
Very good. One moment, please. Niraria Santara Adonai Korando Shushu. Fia Sansi Coperati. Paraclitos Kashonjavrato. Anzashin Ziriati. Nakandi Tataro and the Ushig Adonai Tota. Tupia Sambu. And the Kakarda Kashashan Shinzivishi. Nunera Noshkofyutia Fiata on the Vokuku. Ikiatara. Nations Jeshaft. Lo runda vestasunduta in the yokonote da. Konoti fishivja. Shundar biti. Kitia tata. Adonai kura. Adonai kureshinzi. Adonai for the undervesasunduta futritia. Yeshua Shemjia. Ushemjia via pogata. Karadi paraklito se. Mututuriata. Na. Nestifiat. My children, it is time for an awakening greater than any others that have happened so far. It is time for a beautiful, loving kindness to re-enter the world, as well as a greater and more ferocious enemy to appear. It is time for the duality to find its way into a place of difference, different colors in this realm. Already there are many things happening, and already the signs are clear that there are many things for you to do and much to rise up into. And I see that some of you have already had an awakening of the spirit, but others will awaken to the spirit and know that God is with you. You will pour out that which is not necessary for you to keep, and you will build in all the goodness that is necessary for you to have. Be aware of all the different signs in this world. Try to use your discernment properly. Do not just be taken in by any information that sounds good or intellectual, but be aware of the spirit of it all. Much love to you and many blessings. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so very much. We just have
Thank you.
one more question, and that'll be from Angie. So because we really have just about 5 minutes left. Go ahead, Angie.
Thank you very much. My question is very, very simple, very quick. I had a dream experience the other night, and it's just a yes or no. Is it Was it an astral or a real experience?
I see which experience that you're speaking of, and it was a future actual experience.
Thank you. It felt, that's exactly what it felt. Blessings.
Thank you. And thank you to all the archangels who came, just sending blessings and love.
I love you all more than you can understand, because we were built for love, built for healing, built for wonderment and enlightenment and consistent growth. Be with us now as we help you to rise.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
Thank you.
Beautiful channeling. Beautiful channeling. We had Elijah, we had Gaia, my dog barking for some reason, Tom, shh, and we had 3 of the archangels with us. So very nice. Tom, shh. So in that, we will end with some announcements. Angie, why don't you? You're muted, hon.
Okay, wow, it took me 4 tries to unmute. Thank you very much. Yes, we have, I've received several emails from people about their requests for future classes online. If you have any requests, please send an email to classes@hucolo.org. Some of the different classes we have: channeling, light language, rocks and minerals, magic, 1, 2, 3. We have galactic energy healing, student and teacher, and matrix classes. So if there's any classes that you're interested in, please send an email, classes@hucolo.org.
Perfect, thank you. And I think we can end with the beautiful blessing that we got from Raphael, and I think that's a beautiful place to end.
Perfect.
Wendy, you're channeling next week, is that right? Or is it Susan? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Did I tell you?
You know, that's a good question. I was just thinking of
Well,
I believe it was Susan. I think I had the,
I
on
think
the,
it's Susan as well.
right,
because
I have on my note,
Yeah.
host for Susan.
Yes, so, okay, perfect, thank you, Angie.
yes,
And
just
Susan will be
please
hosting
double
next
check with
week.
her.
Yeah, well, Angie will be hosting next week too, so Susan will be channeling, and then Jim will be back in another 2 weeks, and then we'll have Wendy, and then Jim, so, perfect. All right, thank you, everyone.
right.
Thank you, have a
Thank you for
fantastic week.
coming. Much love to you all, and have a great day.
Have a great, great day. All right, thank you very much. Signing.